Okay. Welcome. Gonna get this show on the road here in a second. Just pulling up a game. I'm going to hide the score on this one. But this is one that was. I offered to review this one proactively because it seemed like the coach was a little newer, could use the assistance. Alright, got our pen tool, got our stream on the right screen. We got our chat up. No, I do not. I do not have my chat up. That would be annoying. So now my chat is up on my screen. Happy Thursday, Melon. How's it going? I'm late as always, but we get it started. And this, I know this is like a wild game. I know, and Titus has reviewed quite a bit of this game, and there was a lot of things to point out. So hopefully we can maybe not go as in-depth as in Titus. Like, in Titus did way more than I probably could, but we are going to focus on whatever we can. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so, starting off, what do we got here? Ideally, as early undead, you want to be getting 3 die hits with your mummies. So when you get 3 die hits, it's almost as good as a block hit in terms of not getting knocked over. Another thing you want to be looking at, you probably want to take your 2 hits with your whites, because they have block, most reliable hits on 2Ds, because that's 1 in 36 to fail. So I would probably be getting 1 hit on the line with a white, and then like 1 hit on a blitz on a Chaos Warrior, and then 2 hits with mummies. Apart from that, these ghouls are in a fine spot. This really is like almost a good set. Like, this is almost a good response to the Chaos team. The main thing is, I think these zombies are really far out. We don't need these zombies all the way over here, right? Because next turn we can get to here, and the Chaos are all bunched up. So let's move the zombies to either like right here, right? Or to right here. Those help develop better screens like that. And just give you some more options with the zombie, because the Chaos aren't going to really be able to walk around you. Having zombies this far out would be great if it was like a game against elves or Skaven. So that's my thoughts on that. But overall, this is almost like a really good offense setup, because you're setting up for your hits. They're not the hits I would take, but you've set up to take these 3 hits and push diagonally, get your blitz, secure the ball, all that stuff. And hello, Silva. We'll be going after your game after this. There's nothing decent about elfing? What do you mean? There is decent things about elfing. You get to laugh at the claw palm players. They don't break your armor and you run around them. Happy as a lark. Yeah, so that... Let's see. I like covering the ball. Using a lot of power here. And then this is the part I'm not huge on. Oh no, I'm not telling you I'm in a rush. I'm telling you, like, the plan. Innovation, how you doing, my friend? So, I know Titus covered this. The Chaos can't reach the ball. These players behind aren't doing anything. And also, like, nobody can get back here behind your players. This doesn't do anything. Bring them up. And if you block off like this forms tackle zones. So this will just block them from your front here. So now, and if you got dude over here, right, let's say, they can't really get around this very easily. You can use these whites as well to go do something else. So like you can bring him here, that sort of thing. Avalon, I believe you are Piranha, is that correct? This is your game? We've only covered just a little bit, like only a couple minutes, and it's stuff I think Titus already went over. Nothing surprising. Yeah, this cage doesn't need to happen. Cages are great when you're surrounded. When you're not surrounded, you're just giving up a lot of space. It's kind of the thought here. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Sometimes it gets confusing when there's different names on different things. So between Discord and Twitch. Yeah, that's great. Wonderful idea. Yeah. So I would like to see this cage not happen. Instead, make a screen. Screen is 1 or 2 gap in between players. I know you're relatively new, so hopefully you can understand. I'd like to cover the basics for people I'm not sure of. There's a gap for them to cut the cage from the LOS. I'm not sure what that question means. Yeah. Set up some screens instead, and this is just as defensive. So, 2 tile gaps, and this is like more defensive ball. Excessively new. Good. I mean, yeah, but this is Baby Chaos. They are not really looking to do a bunch of GFIs turn 1. They gotta save their rerolls. So if they do that, they're probably gonna burn a reroll, which is fine for you on turn 1. And again, this LOS was almost perfect. You set up your blocks. Better would have been getting hits with the whites. So like 1 hit on the line of scrimmage with the white, 2 3-die blocks with the mummies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've said that multiple times. Yeah. We're gonna put our brains together and have like 1.5 functioning brains. See if we point out different things, because I feel like it can be helpful having a game reviewed by multiple people, especially if you're newer. And mine's gonna be a little more general, a little more fundamental. Okay, Chaos takes a hit on a zombie, which is fine for you. Broken through here, which is hopefully not a big idea. Isn't 2 reviews just 1 brain? You know, that's fair. That's fair. And then, okay. And I remember seeing you talking about having difficulties dealing with all the basing, especially from the Strength 4 players. So we'll really try to cover how to recover from this situation. First of all is just trying to improve your screen a little bit. Try to make it so that if your opponent blitzes through the middle, they can't break through. So just having another player behind this zombie would have been fine, or having this be a mummy. But this is still recoverable. We just have to not panic. So let's take a think. I agree. Generally you want to keep like big dudes are weird, right? Because you want to keep your slow big guys pretty much like 2 spaces apart so that they can help deal with each other. Here, this is still manageable. We just have to think about how we're going to recover here. Yes, it's kind of like your zombies are useful players as like your zombies give an assist, your zombies screen off, and if a zombie gets punched, that's okay. Like you try to prevent hits on your zombies, but zombies are kind of they're far. They're meant to get hit. They and like if your opponent's basing like this, instead of thinking of it as, oh no, I've got 4 players trapped by my opponent because he put players on them. Look at it different. Your opponent has given you 4 extra hits this turn. That is fantastic value potential. So we want to figure out a way to maximize that value. So on this turn, I'm looking at something like, oh, let's bring this zombie here and set up for a blitz, right? And then let's use this white here and blitz off this zombie. And if it's a knockdown, great. Put him right here. If it's not a knockdown, just push him over here. So then we've got, let's do this in blue. We've got a player over here. We've taken this blitz. After this blitz, let's take this white and make him useful. Use your blitz after you're done blitzing with the hit. Try and use them for something else. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so then you can come assist this white. And then this white gets hit. Right? Yes. I agree, Basic, but right here I'm looking at a way that we can use the blitz as a hit and an assist. Because I feel like we can free up this side decently at the moment. And that's kind of fun. But yeah, let's get this marked up. So 1, and then 2, and then what are we doing third? We've gotten this hit. Right? So we've hit this zombie. We've got 2 whites over here. Let's mark this as a white right here. And that's secured most of this flank, assuming that we've gotten a knockdown or a push here. Then we can just kind of solidify our group, right? So we've got this. Bring this guy up, like, right here. We'll have, like, a screen. And this is gonna get messy. All right? I'm gonna try and, like, doodle it, and then we'll... that's... Ugh. I hate when I accidentally press the button. We'll try to doodle it, and then, like, remove some lines to make it easier to see. Hey, Kahuna. How's it going? Move that there. And move this, like, over here, maybe. Move this ghoul right here. And we have a pretty defensive setup over here, and we'll hit that. And then you can, like, hit this. Like, that's fine. So, like, the plan is kind of, like, to free up some players using our block hits, using our blitz as an assist as well, and then, like, moving some garbage to, like, I don't know, try to be useful. Come up here, get all this stuff. So, this is really complicated looking, because I drew a lot of arrows, a lot of lines. But let's try to remove the lines and see just what the final position looks like. Because I feel like that'll make it a little more clear what we're aiming at here. Oh, you're following fine? Wonderful. So, let me doodle it for my own sake. Okay, so we'd have, like, the ball carrier here. We have a ghoul here. Zombie here. So what did that position look like? We've got a zombie here. And this zombie can actually move. Oop. Nope. 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 Okay, my pen tool crashed. Well, wonderful. So that was fun. We're going to open up the pen tool again and not draw all that again. Good. Fun. But yeah, you could end up over here with a cage. It's basically the point of all that. Nice. It's much appreciated. And let's see what you did. Took the mummy hit. Like the blitz. Good blitz. Gets the push. Push it here. And here we're encountering something that the Chaos did to themselves, where you're kind of giving up a hit here when you don't have the chance to secure the ball. So if we had taken this push and then moved the zombie to screen, we could be secure down here. And then we could have used this white as an assist for this white. But you did go to the general area you had the highest likelihood of securing. So it's not all bad. Like, you were on the right track of which way you were supposed to go. And I know, and Titus probably pointed out you could have, like, blitzed, hit this down, blitzed over here, and tried to reconvene with the other mummy. I think that's a little too hard. There's 3 Chaos Warriors in the middle, and I feel like it just gets hard if you try to go around the side. So I think the right side was really the only option here. Yes, we're getting hits. And there is a hit on the ball. It should be taken. Like, even if it's just mark the players hit the ball on 2 dice. Like, this was a bit of a misstep. This should have just been a play on the ball the whole time. And I like this. I like keeping it on the sideline with a follow-up. That's fantastic. That's good. Like the mighty blow hit. I wouldn't have minded marking this goat. I wouldn't have minded trying to set up a hit with this ghoul. A basic thing to be aware of, whenever your player ends in contact with an opponent, your cage is not safe. Because this could be an easy 2-die into a, then follow up with a blitz. So like, get an assist on this player, knock it down, and then blitz with this goat. Boom, 2 dice on ball. I like not using the reroll. You think that's what happens? Yeah, that's what I would expect. And there's like actually 2 options for that, because there's 2 players based on the corners. So that's a very common rookie oversight. If your cage is marked, it's not a safe cage. Sometimes your cage is safer than other base cages, because you have like stand firm, guard, other shenanigans. But even leaving like red dice on a cage corner can result in sadness. Because red dice are not as scary as they sound at first. Still not your like ideal, but they're not bad. Yeah, so that I think is the expected result here. And I don't know Coach Raz. I'm not sure if this is like a spin game or a CCL game or what. But this could be a more experienced coach, or at least just more experienced than you. Because it feels like they're doing a good amount of their fundamentals. Spin game. Okay. So this is probably moderate experience coach. That's fine. Yeah, a bit of a cheeky 4-3, but it was end of turn, not really much punishment. And this is actually somewhat difficult to punish here. But what I'm looking at is I want to get a high value removal here. So I would be looking to offer up like I would look to offer up a zombie surf in exchange for something better. So here I'm looking at, what pen do I have? Okay. Hit this with the ghoul on 2 dice. Boom, fun. Then get an assist here. Hit this out. Boom. Follow up if you need to. And yeah, then I'm looking at go here, go here, go here. And that makes you a nice little box. Boom, boom. These are the push options. This one's blocked, so you can surf this. No, that's what I'm showing you. You can actually surf like this. So, just as a little demonstration. So, I'm going to cover some, this might seem like fundamental, like really, like simplifying it, but it's important to understand. So, let's say we're pushing this guy over here. There's only 2 types of pushes, right? We've got horizontal, or like orthogonal and diagonal. So orthogonal, you hit them from the side, they can go into one of these 3 squares in a nice little line. Diagonals, let's get another player here. Diagonals, struggling with pen tool today. They can go into a nice little shape like this. They go into one of these 3 corners. And these are your boxes and your T's. So your boxes look like this. Well, no, this is your T-shape. So this is your T-shape. This is what that looks like. And this is where you're pushing someone in a box. This is what this looks like. And this is everything in Blood Bowl. This is all of chain pushing is boxes and T's. Chains and surfs. So over here on the right side, we've got these 2 of these push directions are off the pitch. Right? These 2 are off the pitch. Remove that for now. Whereas this 3rd one is on the pitch. If you fill this space, it's a surf. So the reason that the most common, the easiest surf, where you go here into boom boom, is because all 3 of those spaces are off the pitch. No. As long as the only open squares are out of the pitch, it's a surf. So, like here, the 3 spaces, that would be the T shape right here, like this. That's your surf. Over here, this diagonal, 2 spaces are off the pitch, 1 space is on, so this is a surf. And the only other type of surf, there's one more, is something like this. So you get a player here, and then you put 2 of your own players. Boom, boom, and then you hit down, and let's look at the 3 spaces available. You've got 1 covered by a player, 2 covered by a player, 1 that's open and out of the pitch. So these are the 3 types of surf. Directly away, off to the side, you need no one blocking squares. Diagonally off the pitch, you need 1 square blocked, and then straight down, you can still surf off the pitch. So that might be a little counterintuitive, but it's a great thing to look out for. And if you get nothing out of the surfs, if it's still a little confusing, just remember there's only 2 types of hits in Blood Bowl: boxes and tees for chain pushes. No, stop. Thor's quitting on me. I don't know how I'm doing that. I'm somehow pressing a quit button that I didn't know existed. T, box T, exactly. You nailed it. You're doing great. And I think surfs are one of the more fun part of Blood Bowl to me, and surfs are also really high value. It's basically a guaranteed KO, and it doesn't roll armor, it goes straight to injury, so you have a higher chance of removing the player for the next drive or the whole game. But that's a little unfortunate. I don't hate the hit. Like, I would have made this into a surf anyways, and it would have failed. But this is still... I've seen worse situations than this. So that white. What about that white? Should have been using it for a hit, maybe. Yes. The white can step up and in. Another player can step up and in, depending on how you did it. Just any player getting into that spot. Yeah, exactly. You got it. You nailed it. And also, I'm trying to focus on advice that's, like, helpful in general. At this point in the game, this situation's probably a little unrecoverable. But a couple changes earlier in the turns, like turns 1, 2, and 3, if you changed a couple actions, you'd probably be in a much better position and be able to punish the chaos yourself. But that's part of the learning process. Like, you know, some games they're gonna feel impossible turn 4 or 5 because you don't understand the nuances that happened leading up to that. Which is okay. Happens to everybody. Let's see. Yeah, I like not doing that. You only have 1 reroll. This is a really hard spot to be in. Taking a look at this player, I kind of would have liked if we... Let's go back a couple turns. This mummy has gone on a journey. So, when you got a mummy separated from your play, I would be looking at bringing them into the play. I don't think you really had a chance to, but you really want to try to keep your mummies, like, more central and then closer together. Because your mummies save each other, is kind of the thought. Similar with Necro teams, the mummies save each other. On the Chaos team, the Strength 4 players save each other from being based and marked and outstrength and that sort of stuff. But that's a little bit more vague. Hard to demonstrate. Like, this game also... It's one of those things with fresher teams. Most of your players don't have blocks. There's going to be a lot more turnovers until you get players skilled up. Yeah. It would be different. So, as Sinewave is saying, losing your mummy to a beastman is basically... You don't understand values. Okay. So, what Sinewave is trying to refer to is the player cost of the pieces. So, if you have a player that costs 110k which is your mummy, marking a player that is 60k, your opponent is essentially coming out on top because their player that costs less is removing your player from the action that costs more, and your player costs more because it has better stats and or skills. So, similar concept, if you put your zombie on a Chaos Warrior and prevent them from moving, you're trading a 40k player for the activation of a 100k player. So it's kind of like you're just comparing relative value, and it's not always the best way to think of it, because you are also giving up a hit, and hits are bad to give up. You want to avoid that wherever you can, unless there is a good reason to give up a hit. But that's kind of more... It makes more sense to evaluate it that way in some instances than others. Yeah, a little bit. Like, you give up something, you give up a hit, but you force an activation the way you want it to be. Does that make sense? Is that good wording? Okay, good. That turn order was pretty fine. I didn't mind that. It doesn't save us. This situation is prevented earlier. It's not recovered now. So we can try to mitigate the downsides of this situation, but the best way to recover this situation is never to get into it in the first place. Hey, Scrobin. Right? Scrobin? Listen, I'm trying. Yeah, and you see... Oh, wait. Oh, no. I thought that was a demonstration of the corner. Pretty good. Okay. I will take improvement. Lots of hits here. The blodge is good. Your blodge has a 70% chance to be standing after a 2-die hit if there's no wrestle or tackle. Wait, Sino, did you just ping yourself? You goober. Okay, that's a good hit, and we can get this good. Like, we're slowing down the advance. We've only got to stall for a couple turns. Free up some players. Where's the mummy? Mummy get knocked out? I was not paying attention for that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is okay. We can maybe stop this. And here, we've actually got surf potential on the ball. Yeah, we can potentially surf the ball here. So I'm going to wait for the Chaos to finish their moves, and we're going to show that we can surf the ball, because that's probably your best bet in this situation. And chain pushes are fun. Mind you, it'll be a low probability, but it will be possible. All right. Yeah, this is good. There's multiple ways to do this one, actually. Is there multiple ways? Yeah, there's multiple ways. So right now, this player, we can't hit them from the side, right? We're not going to be able to do that. But we've got open access to blitz them from this direction or this direction. And no matter which way we do it, we need to fill the square above them. So we need to fill this square. How are we going to fill that square, you ask? Well, we have a couple ways. Solution number one. Excuse me. There we go. Hit this Chaos Warrior follow-up. We've now got a box, right? So if we do that, we'd have a box We'd have this player here. We'd have our white here. And then we can hit this in any way we wanted. We could hit this player, because that's a box. Hit this player, and then that's just like these 3 tiles. So we can surf that way. Or, the better solution in this case is because we want to also have the chance of using block. We can hit this way, and that's block tile here, so that's a no-go. And then the other 2 tiles are off the pitch. Yeah. The other way to do it is you reverse that scenario, right? So we can, instead of blitzing the ball, which this is not the best way. I'm just showing you another way that it can occur if this were like not a ball carrier. With the ball, the way I showed it first was the better way, because that's a direct hit on the ball that gives the block both down hit. So just keep this in mind. I'm just showing you that there's multiple ways to do it. The other way, we hit boom, boom, get them here, and then after that blitz, we could like move here. And then we can hit with the white. Boom, 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 because all the directions are off the pitch. And serving him would scatter the ball. Correct. So, whenever the ball goes out of bounds, it does it's basically another kickoff. It does a lot of random scattering. It could either end up really good or really bad. Probably not. Probably not, Sine Wave. But that's okay. Honestly, I have to try like 8 times to explain chain pushers to people. Oh, okay, good. So you did understand. Okay, good. Hopefully getting more going through it twice. Because chain pushers are hard for new coaches. I remember struggling with them. It's pretty common. That's sad. I like the reroll. You want to get this hit. You want to free up your player here. KOs are good. Never complain about a KO. Unless you're complaining about SPP. Complaining about SPP is valid. But yeah, you're in a position where the Chaos may fail to score. That's a little more luck-based. It's 2 die into just walking. And is this GFIs? It's double GFI. Yeah. Fouling doesn't give SPP. It's very sad. Everybody has that moment. Okay, and now you should be able to stop the score. Hopefully. Maybe. Your best bet is probably just 1 die with the ghoul, and hope it works. So don't even take any other actions. Stand up your players, then just 1D on the ball. It's good push direction. It's both down. That was a chaos mistake. Okay, yeah, I like this. Instead of taking those GFIs, you could have just held the ball there and been fine. Like, I would have just held the ball there. Don't take the GFIs. You were probably going for a pass, weren't you? Not realizing that blitzing and throwing are not allowed in the same turn? That looks like you were going for a pass. I'm going to assume that's what happened. Yeah, okay. Happens to everybody. Can't blitz and throw or hand off in the same activation. Yeah. Happens. Understandable. Happens to all of us starting out, and to some of us, like, after 1,000 hours of play, because you're an idiot. Not naming any names, Russell. I mean, other people that it surely happened to. Yeah, okay, this is a good recovery. Good recovery. So there's still a chance that this is a score, but it's like very slim pickings. It would have to be blitz, pick up ball, run back in this range. Okay, so you didn't score on your drive, but you did a good job at using what you did know to prevent the score. So yeah, don't be too disappointed in this. Learn what you can from it, but yeah, that half could have gone way worse. You did the best you could. Blood Bowl is a game of positioning, and positioning is the hardest part to learn about the game. Welcome, Kindred. I take you for the biggest fool. You watch me play. And Mina, feel free to speak out. Oh, actually, I have a bing. I have a command now. Does that work? Or is it replay? Oh no, my bot's not working. I thought I fixed it. I'll round up to 3,300 hours. That's a lot of hours. That is a lot of hours. Okay, so obviously my bot has lied about its capabilities. Yeah, I feel that. Recapping was too stressful for me. I couldn't finish my season. Hear my thought about the defensive line. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. The defensive line, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of this. So, generally, there are exceptions to this. For the vast majority of cases, a couple things hold true. You only want 3 people in the LOS when you're on defense. Take these positionals back. Ah, no. Yeah, so take these positionals off the line. And just keep these 3 zombies. So these zombies are good. These zombies, keep these zombies. Positionals off the line. Another thing to consider. You want to stay behind this 3rd line here. So this second line, you want to stay off of this. Because with the quick snap event, your opponent can put players like boom, 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 boom. And if they get a quick snap, they can step up to you, get hits on your players. Wait, how'd you get an ad? I don't have mid-rolls. What? You shouldn't get an ad. Yeah, keep the zombies because they're fodder. They're meant to get hit. You keep them on the line because you don't want your other positioners to get a free hit and maybe lose them for the game. Or forever if they die. But zombies, boom, let them get punched. And that just goes into the principle of we want to minimize the hits we take and maximize the hits we take. Like, okay, let me rephrase that because that sounded dumb. We want to minimize the hits we give up and maximize the hits we take. So right here, the Chaos actually did something that's really good. They took a blitz and had it in a direction that they get a follow-up hit if they don't knock you down. So they hit the white, didn't get a knockdown, pushed it into a beastman. Then this beastman takes a hit, gets a knockdown, but if that didn't work, they had 2 more follow-up hits. So yeah, that's like a little thing that you do constantly that'll really add up to removals. Because a great example is I played a spin game last night against Hellion. They were doing pretty well, but they got really unlucky. They did some basing as Chorfs against Elves, and I removed like 8 players just because removals snowball into more removals. And the way you get the first few is just like your opponent gives you hits. And then once you have a strength advantage, you can start being more aggressive with how you're marking players. But, unless there's a good reason, you should be avoiding marking players where you can. I don't know where this zombie is going, but they're not going there fast. What are we doing here? Okay, so we're giving up some hits here. Yes, more players, easier life. But we're giving up some hits here, which I don't think accomplishes much on this turn. At least not this way. If you're going to mark an opposing player, you want to mark them a little extra. So, like, maybe, like, if you want to mark this beastman, like, say you want to tie them up, put a zombie here, and that sort of thing. But you're probably better off marking downed players rather than standing players in the vast majority of cases. Because downed players, if they stand up, they give you a free hit. Or they don't stand up and they don't do anything while on the ground, which is also good. Your mummies are close together, so that's good. Your whites are on the ground, but still usable. Got a potential hit on the beast here. So I think your opposing coach has made a mistake. They've given you a blitz on the ball. And if this zombie was closer back, they would never have been able to go through, or your zombie would be in range to give you a 2-die on ball. But as it stands, you're probably just looking at... setting up this hit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 1 in 9 dodge into a 1-die at the moment. So I would want to do every other safe thing I can, standing up players, taking very important hits. But you're really setting up to hit the ball this turn. Standing up your zombies, marking players around the ball. This is a good time to mark. This is good marking. So stand this player up, that's good marking. You don't actually get to keep somebody for ball recovery on this turn, just because Undead doesn't have many ball recoverers. Like, you get to keep this ghoul. Like, don't activate this ghoul. Or, like, at least move them over here before. So, like, moving them over there is fine. Okay. This is fine. I like this. I like this. Oh, no! You didn't blitz the ball! This is not bad, though. Okay. Okay, I like this. I would have liked hitting the ball better, but this was, like, at least in the goal of controlling the players that would defend the ball. So this is... I would say this is, like, a second play. Second best play. First best play is almost always hitting the ball. So that is a knockdown there. Your opponent has a lot of work to do, so good job on doing that. Okay. And the ball is not going to be safe. There's dice on ball. Alert, alert, dice on ball. So this is going to be a 2-die on ball. In the vast majority of worlds, you want to hit with the zombie, mark with the ghoul, hit with the ghoul, and stand players up, get this assist opened up, hit the ball. So now stand up your players, stand those up. Don't take the other hits until after you blitz the ball. So do this now, yeah. Good. Reroll that. No, you need to reroll that, because otherwise you're in danger of losing the game. Because right now, how dodges work, however many tackle zones you're dodging into determines what you roll. So, dodging into 0 tackle zones with Agi 3 is a 3+. So this is a 3+ touchdown. So that's like a 66% chance or a 10% or a 90% with a reroll. So this is a 90% chance of touchdown. Yes, that's a very important factor. It's how many tackle zones you're dodging into, not out of. Out of doesn't matter. The only time out of matters is when out of includes tackle zones that you're dodging into. So like here, this is a 3+ because there's no tackle zone. This is a 4+ because there's one tackle zone from this school. And this is a 5+ because there's 2 tackle zones, one from each school. Yeah, no worries. That's a common like confusion. That being said, I would endeavor you, if you've got 2 dice on ball, re-roll it if you don't get a knockdown. That's like almost always true. Especially if you've set up for fail states correctly, re-rolling hits on ball to get a knockdown, very good. Like 95% of what you're doing on defense is trying to knock down, so you definitely want to do that. So I like to think of it as you do your reroll management on all the other hits, so that when you get on the ball, you're allowed to do whatever it takes to get it down. Like red dice, and like you have no chance of pushes into a poor position or a knockdown, reroll on red dice. What do you care? Hits on ball, boom, bang. Especially like the higher your odds of knocking down, the more you want to reroll on the ball. And we do have a lot of players up here. It's kind of hard to get them back. Zombies are slow. Mummies are slow. This white's been tied up the whole game. Well, the whole half. So getting into an advantageous position here has been rough. And the Chaos are abusing it. They're getting more players through. You're struggling to get past the Chaos to help deal with the ball. Yeah, kind of forced to reroll that one. And I probably just end up taking red dice on ball. So like blitz, red dice. This could be good too. This could be good too. Still gonna take this hit on ball. 1, 2. Okay, marking up the Chaos Warrior. I see what you're going for. I think you were going for the assist to make it a 1 die. It's not really a good choice in this situation. I will say the Chaos have been pushing their luck with the stalls. Like, a lot. Not, like, terribly a lot, but, like... The last half I really did not like the stall. The Chaos could have been winning this game. And instead it's, like, still a 0-0. Yeah, so... Half die with block or wrestle is 1 success better than a 3+ dodge. So if you have the choice between a 3+ hit on a player without Mighty Blow or anything that makes like the hit worse, or a 3+ dodge, you're actually better to take the hit. It's kind of funny. Because I think it's a 3+ to not turnover. If they have stand firm, it's really not worth it though. Like flesh golems, who cares about uphilling flesh golems? Like, yeah, you're just better off dodging in most scenarios. It's annoying. Flesh golems, bad, grr. Grumble. Taking hits. Not allowed to free up this mummy because that takes the blitz. So now you're kind of just fighting for SPP. I don't think you can actually stop this much anymore. Unless you go for wild stuff. Which, if you want to go for some wild plays to try to knock the ball down, go for it. And, okay. Not much else we're able to do here. The school's unstunned. The Chaos really should consider scoring, or getting into a cage on the sideline here. And they should do it before taking all these other actions. No, this was stunned. Or you mean this ghoul could have blitzed? Yeah, it could have. Took some dice. But, like, that was probably the best option is 1D on ball. So it would have been, like, dodge, dodge, dodge? Or dodge, dodge, GFI, like, bunch of 2+, or 3+ and 2+. I like the foul to keep the ball safe. That's out of there. And I like the end of turn dodges from the Chaos Coach to keep things shored up. At this point, what are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's really not good. And the thing with this is this beastman is just gonna go on the other side now. But I don't think there was much left to do at this point in the game. I think really it's all just a build up from earlier turns here. So there are some things you could do better in these last few turns, but I probably wouldn't focus on them as much as developing a better position throughout the game. Which, good ways of doing that are 1, playing more games, 2, watching some more experienced coach, how they position, how they do things, and seeing if you can predict what your opponent's going to do is also a good one. If you're able to predict what your opponent should be doing, or likely is going to do, you're probably on the right track. Especially against more experienced coaches where they're doing things more consistently, quote-unquote, correctly. I know that was a way that really helped me learn when I was starting out, just really trying to predict what a coach would do. Because if you can predict what your opposing coach is going to do, you can more accurately defend against that and cause them to do something else, which you also predict, and so on and so forth. It's like a self-regulating thing. And then every now and again, you're still surprised. You know, especially like some really good coaches do things you wouldn't think of. But yeah, this was not a terrible game, honestly, for a new coach. I appreciate you letting me review it. I think we're going to end it here. I think the rest is kind of superfluous. We're going to go on to Silva's game. Yeah, you know, it's not bad. Only ended 1-0. So, Silva's game. The Silva Bullet. Did it end in a 1-1 draw? If so, it's probably the right game. Alright, let's see here. Let's take stock of the situation. We'll go to all skills. It's a pretty low development game. Got some orcs, got a block black orc. Thrower, 3 blitzers, 2 linemen. Pretty standard orc start. There's this pretty standard necro, 1 ghoul. No werewolf. Really? Oh wait, no it was. It was just being moved. Okay, there it is. And a mighty blow white, so that's fun. So, as the orc, your goal this game is to break some things. We want to hit the ghoul on 3 dice if we can. Ghoul's also kind of hard to get on the ground, but if it's on the ground, we want to foul it, because blodge is hard to deal with. And you'd probably trade a lineman for the ghoul. Other important targets, the wolf, the whites. You want to ignore the flesh golems, but your opponent's not going to let you do that, because they're playing necro, and they like to make their flesh golems annoying, because flesh golems suck. Nobody likes it. Developing your heads, good. I would probably be blitzing this. Yeah, I see you setting up for it. I like this a lot. This is the blitz I would take. or on the ghoul, either one. As long as you're hitting positional on your blitz, I'm content. Get somebody back on ball. I would, against faster teams, as a general thing, I like to bring a player back to like right here to defend the ball carrier. At least one. At least one. You could even argue that like you're supposed to bring 2 players back just because the werewolf and the ghoul exist. Or like, you know, a middle ground of have them up a little bit, but like able to move back to defend the ball. Like you actually see me do it a lot with like my chaos team, or less so vampires, because I don't I don't like moving my vampires, but I have players in position to be able to move back if need be, especially against like Wood Elf, Kislev, crazy teams. But that's not the situation here. You just want like one player back just in case, like just a lineman. Like, in case a blitz happens, you know, you want it to be free to be able to get, like, an assist for a 2-die or something like that. This is fine so far. Take our hits. Boom. Take our hit. Yeah, fantastic. You love it. Then we hit the mighty blow. Good, good. I love it. Perfect. I see no flaws. Boom, it's gone. It's down. It's not going to get to move for forever, or for one turn, whichever comes first. Okay, and you did move this player back. Okay, yeah, okay. This is good. This is good. Yep, that's fine. Here, this is a common thing that I critique. You didn't have to move this here to protect the ball. It was doing the same job over here, right? So, right here, we got our screen. If you want to make it do more, put it up here. And that also keeps your screen. Because it performs the same job as this, but you give up less ground. Because right here, the ground you give up is like right here if they really come in behind you. But by moving backwards to where you are now, you've given up this whole side here if they really want to take it. So you don't want to commit to giving up sideline until you're forced to, is kind of my vibe. And here again, we don't have to form a cage behind. We don't have to, this is actually just freeing up a zombie. Like, this guy doesn't have to move. Yeah, let's show this again. So here, how do we defend this ball? Well, let's look at it this way. Oop, not what I meant to do. Move this player here. Boom. Form a screen. And then you can move this black orc back here, and you could swap this. Like, we can move the black orc here. Move this here. Keep that there. You don't have to worry about a base. You don't have to worry about base. If your opponent bases your ball, there's plenty of ways to deal with it. As long as you're preventing a blitz on the ball, you're probably fine. There are some exceptions to that, but if your opponent is basing the ball, they're just giving you a hit. They're dictating where the blitz is gonna go, but if they base your ball, like let's let this go forwards a little bit. Right? Let me try and narrate the situation that happens if they base the ball. Because I think you're overestimating how impactful that is in the vast majority of cases. So this is fine. I like this. Because that, in case the ball like goes down right there. So right here. This is where you put the ball. This is a fine spot for the ball. They can't get around you to the left or they're too slow. So you're worried about the werewolf coming around on the right. Or the white. Okay? Let's say we're really concerned about them coming in. There are several ways to stop it. For one, move this black orc here. Move this black orc here. And they can't really get on the ball. Because we would have boom, boom, This is pretty solid. They could, like, come and blitz this guy, but not really. If they blitz this guy, there's, like, still this tackle zone, like, boundary here. Like, they could dodge into that, but it's, like, really bad. And furthermore, let's say they do base the ball. Let's say they blitz this player. Boom, boom. This is down. They blitz this, and then they, like, have you marked. Let's ignore how many tiles of movement it takes. How are you going to deal with this? Well, you're going to punch something free, take a blitz with your blitzer, boom, get follow-up hits, and your ball is safe. They've given up a hit. You could potentially foul it, depending on the situation, depending on the piece. But your carrier will be fine. Like, the base is not that scary. And also, like, it isolates their player to do that. And if they bring other players to help protect them, you just walk past them. Like, if they send 3 players down here, you just send 11 players up and to the left, past the other 8. It's okay. And also, like, this blitzer right here is really not doing anything. Like, what are you protecting here from? This werewolf can't reach there. This way it's knocked down. This flesh golem's a flesh golem. Don't use your players to defend space that's protected by other players just, like, very easily. Because, like, even if, like, one of these players up here is knocked down, the other ones are protecting that space. Like, a little bit of redundancy to prevent, like, blitzes from really opening up the field is good. But you really don't need players behind when they're not going to be doing anything behind. This lineman gets special exception because he was protecting the ball in case of a fumble on the pickup. He's not here to protect back. He was protecting the ball in case it failed the 1 and 9. So this guy is an exception. He was fine. Don't worry about him. You did good with it. Okay. Getting that werewolf stuck on the sideline. Getting that werewolf stuck on a blackwork. I like this. Are we fouling the werewolf? I don't hate it. Don't hate it. This cage is fine. Now, get that closer to the sideline. Follow that up. Get this blackwork right here. That's also fine. Getting on that white. And yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So that turn was good. No real complaints there. I think I would have taken this block before that dodge, though. Prevent taking a 2D, rather than moving a player that's already safe on the ground. So I would take this 2+ rather than this 2+. That's basically what I'm saying. Because a block on one die is a 2+. Dodge is a 3+. I was thinking of elves, so that's even, like, just better to do it the other way. That's... Okay. I vibe with it. I vibe with that, actually. And this blackwork's a little stuck. These players are getting a little stuck. This werewolf gets picked up, it gets surfed. Okay, and you do have to deal with these flesh golems that are annoying. That takes the dodge and fails. I'm probably looking to reclaim the center here. We don't have to force into the side. Because there's a couple players here that's a little annoying, but we can move our players back around. Try to develop position in the center. It really depends on what happens with this flesh golem goal, though, because the flesh golem is annoying. I like the block hit. Bonk. Okay, where are we going? Okay. Take a little push. I probably would have just pushed away. Keep your player free. And if you were going to redevelop position on the side here, you should keep your thrower behind the center mass more than just behind this one player here. So right now, there is a chance this just gets pushed by the zombie, followed by a blitz on 1 die, maybe? Maybe 2 die, if this is a knockdown. Yep, just remember, base defenders are not safe to hide behind. It's the main point there. Or if you do hide behind them, there is a risk associated with it. Okay, so this is a good 2D by your opponent. I believe El Hierro is a decent coach, if I remember correct. Seen them a little bit here and there. I generally, honestly, I generally assume any name that I know of vaguely, I just assume is a decent coach, because if I know their name, they've probably been playing for a while. In Rebel. That's not a 100% success rate thought, but it's usually pretty decent. Okay, and the Necro have done a number on you here. So we want to develop a little bit of safety. We really need to get this out of our way. Really need to blitz the white. Need to pick up the ball. There's so many jobs we have here. We just got to take them in a decent order, which you are so far. That happens. Is this a thrower blitz? Ew. I don't like it, but you kind of had to. And then you go for the pickup, bring it over to this side. Yeah, that was gross, but it was the right call, but still gross. Stand firm is annoying. Hit the werewolf, good. Do you 1 die? You do. Stand firm is annoying. And yet, you're in kind of a situation where if you don't knock the fleshies down, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. And there's not much else you can do about it besides knocking them down. Just knock them down, forehead. Necro's failing actions also helps. This is a blitz on the lineman to base the ball. This one's going to be a little harder to deal with. Now that all your players are based, this is where getting based is a concern. It's not a concern to have most of your players free and standing and able to take hits, and then the ball be based. Because worst case scenario in most situations is you take a blitz to free up something, and then use the blitz as an assist for the ball carrier to take a punch. That's kind of the idea behind, like, your ball being based isn't that big a deal. Is a lot of the times your ball can, like, free themselves up either with a dodge, with a blitz themselves, with somebody else blitzing it. Usually there's a way of dealing with the base threat, unless it's a really hard base threat. And sometimes that fails, so you want to avoid that, but it's nothing to... I wouldn't give up a strong position to take a mediocre position but not have the ball based. Because a strong position, even if the ball base is based and then it like gets knocked down, you're usually still in control of the ball. It's like you don't use a wizard to get the ball down when you still can't do anything with the ball. Yeah, this is fine. I like this. That's not a stand firm. Oh, why did your opponent stand firm? I just want to point out, if your opponent didn't click stand firm, they could have gone here and had a blitz on the ball if this wasn't a stun. So your opponent made a big mistake here. They should have not stood firm, come here, blitz your ball with it. Yeah, that was reckless. Stand firm is not a... That could have been stand firm on auto as well. That could have been what that was. Which is why you don't put stand firm on auto. Even though 98% of the time you should click stand firm. Like, you don't click stand firm when your opponent makes a mistake. You click stand firm when they haven't made a mistake. And yeah, okay, you're in a good position right now. This is good. You recovered a good bit. Your opponent is behind you, which is phenomenal as an offense. If your opponent is behind you and you're closer to their end zone, you're in a great spot. Ooh, I almost wonder that should have been a serve. Okay, this makes it a little more wonky. That's a knockdown. It's not. So we have a few players to contend with, but if we can deal with them and get the ball forward, I honestly kind of like just walking the ball up first and then figuring out where to go from there. It's not 100% the best way. Oh, wait. Chain here. Get a defensive position that way? Oh, yeah, I really like that. Good shit. Good shit. Push the zombie. Don't mark it. Don't mark it. Don't mark it. No. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. And I think it's partially this. Stop marking standing players on your chain pushes. Like, this player could have just been free and a nice screen piece. Stop using based players as defensive pieces. Just move the zombie. Move it here. It's slow, and if it marks you, that's fine, but you don't want to give up a one-die hit that can open up your defense. Like, this is a big misstep. Like, this may seem minor. This is a massive mistake. Yeah, there have been mistakes, but there's not been much egregious. Yes. So, you have a big problem with marking players that have no business being marked. So here, I like the blitz. I like everything up to the blitz, right? Boom. Good hit. Good follow-up. This is good. This is good. Because you want to get off this. You want your blitzer up here. This blitz is good. Boom. Boom. And then this is a chain push. I like this chain. I like hitting this zombie because you want to take this follow-up hit on the ghoul. Now, this zombie has two correct spots it can go. Here or here. Because we're going to bring the ball up this way. Do not put the zombie next to your blitzer. Because your blitzer is now forming a function as a screening piece. You don't want them based. Keep the standing zombie away from your blitzer. Keep this up. Force a blitzer they want to get through here. Because otherwise, this zombie gets a one-die hit, knocks down your blitzer, chance at your ball. So you just really, really want to push the zombie away. So, and really, there's only one spot you want to put him. You want to put him right here. Because that's furthest away from the ball. Doesn't give you much wraparound chance. Unbases your blitzer. You really want to keep your players unbased. Thought it was making it harder for your ghoul to blitz your thrower? No. It makes it easier for the ghoul to blitz your thrower. Because you're going to hit the ghoul. You're going to hit that boom boom. Yeah, right now this is opening up chances for failure. Like, these hits are good. This is good. Good screen. LAF. Z. How's it going, my friend? Yeah, because, like, your point of failure right now is, like, this ghoul comes here on your hit, still standing. This gets a knockdown. This ghoul gets a follow-up. So I'm interested to see what your opponent does here. Okay. Yeah, and you should have just accepted the push to here. The ghoul would have been way worse off here. But that was also just like unlucky dodges for you. Here we're getting punished by that zombie marking. If that zombie wasn't marking, that would have been ball in hand. If only that blitzer wasn't marked, indeed, Kahuna. Kahuna Matata. Yep. That's just, you know, the consequences of our own actions coming to meet us in the face. And where is our scoring threat? This is our only scoring threat at the moment. Yep, if you had pushed the ghoul instead of both downing, indeed. There is one scoring threat on the team. And ball is unfortunately not in hand. You got the 10% failure to pick up. Your opponent doesn't have a scoring threat either, though. They might at the end of this turn, but right now they don't. Oh, double flesh golem. Oh, there's not much you can do there. Like, there is stuff you can do, but it's not going to be... Oh yeah, now there's not much you can do there at all. You can, at best, blitz flesh golem. Oh yeah, this is rough. You can maybe blitz the werewolf onto the ball and get better tackle zones. Your opponent should not have moved that ghoul. And honestly, your opponent should have blitzed your only scoring threat. They should have blitzed your blitzer. I think that was an oversight. That's good. Okay, you're blitzing to scatter the ball. Reroll it. Oh, no, you should have just taken it. Yeah, the opponent is playing to their outs decently well. I think the only mistake they made was not blitzing the blitzer. Because this is the only piece that can score. That being said, like, marking the ball with 2 flesh golems and a werewolf, also really good. But I think to absolutely secure it, you hit the blitzer, and then you get a scoring threat yourself, and try and score that way. Now I'm really curious how this ends in a draw. Must have been some wild shenanigans. Oh no! The surf puppy goes down. I quad scored in a game the other day to turn a game into a 0-0 draw in a spin game. That was fun. Alright, 1, 2, 3, down 1, down none. So I think it's even still. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so it's 11 versus 11 still. Please do not keep your players on the second line there. Just move them back. Don't give up your hits. Again, we covered this with Mina's game. Only keep 3 players on the LOS. No reason to give up 4th hit. Your opponent's not in a rush. This won't pressure them too much. They'll take their 4th hit, be very happy about it. And they might actually be able to surf this, which is really fun. Because hit, surf. I would love this to be a surf so much, but it's just not the right play. But definitely the hits are good. Vision. It's really good for them. Not much you can do about that. That can still be a surf. That Blackwork's gonna be stuck on the sideline for a little bit. I love pie. That doesn't mean that it's right, though. And just because they did it doesn't mean that you did it for the same reasons that they did. Like, there's a lot of nuance to why they could have done that, and I don't think that was the situation here. Like, just knowing that a high win rate coach did something doesn't mean that it was a good play. Like, do you know why they did it? Because the why is the most important part. Like, was it a game state thing? Do they do it every game? Do they do it against low win rate coaches with that sort of thing? Like, I don't know enough to say why they did it. But as a blanket, that's just going to get your Blackworks removed. Just giving up those hits, especially against a werewolf with claw. Were they low on rerolls? Was there already a strength disadvantage? I don't know. Like, but that doesn't, like, that may have been the situation, but why did they do it? I could think of a couple reasons, but I can't think of many good reasons. Yeah, and if you don't know the why, you can develop some theories. You don't have to know the why they did it, but you can think of the pros and cons. So, if you don't know their why, you have to try and to decipher it. Like, oh, maybe they want to force their opponent to commit a lot to hit on the line of scrimmage. Maybe they want to hedge their bets, force a weird line of scrimmage, and then get a perfect defense. And then you have to kind of evaluate, do you think that's the potential reasons you thought of are worthwhile? So, like, the actual why doesn't matter as much as the why did you do it besides just seeing it before? What was your goal? What do you feel like you were trying to achieve with it? Because I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't think I would do it. Yeah, okay. And those are good reasons to do it, but what are the downsides? You get hits on your bombs, so then, like, if they get knocked down, let's say they don't even break arm, like, that's not an issue. If they get knocked down, because your opponent takes all the hits, they can't really go anywhere. They're going to be stuck on the line of scrimmage where your opponent wants them, standing up every turn, not getting their own hits. So, like, it's kind of a... You have a better success stance. Yeah. I don't entirely hate it, but I don't think that its best use case is against Necro. Because 2 flesh golems can both get 2 dice pretty simply. And then the other 2 bombs are kind of prone to getting hit by the whites. And, like, it might soak up a white blitz or, like, some other sort of blitz, but I don't actually think it accomplishes... Keep the fleshies where they are, but yeah, the fleshies are kind of fine with that, though. It'd be different if all your mobs had block. It would be very different. And I don't really think there's much to do right now. Yarrow's just gonna score here. Get some security on failure states. Take some hits with the white. Get the werewolf to come over here and... Oh, wait. Is this going to be a surf? Push, surf. Please be a surf. Please be a surf. Please be a surf. Oh, wait, it can just push out too. No! I'm so sad. No surf. And yeah, with that knockdown, probably don't have to score yet. Follow that up. Keep that stuff marked. Now I would like to point out, like, these black orcs have been stuck. It just makes me sad when surfs go unfulfilled. Player down. Necro probably scores here? I had to guess. I'd be pretty prone to scoring in this position. Because this is just like... If there was another player free, sure, do you. Is she going off to the left side? I don't know. I'm really hesitant to say this is a good stall. This is the type of stall where you just get yourself in trouble for no reason. Now you... Okay, whew. Just getting up a funky blitz. Okay, makes sense. Okay, and then you have 4 turns to counter score. You want to keep your blitzers up here ready to get onto the sides. You probably want to blitz through this white again. Yeah, this setup's probably just... Quick snap is great. What? Whoa. Silva, what are you doing? You got a quick snap. Boom. You only have 4 turns to score. You moved your mans. Yeah, you just move up a square. Because especially if you're going to blitz as white anyway, you just move up. Yeah, I've been getting better at swapping between the little settings. I feel like it makes it a lot more clear, rather than just, like, freehanding everything. And, like, here, this is fine. You leave this here. All the Twitch money has went to adding arrows. 1 sub for 1 arrow? What's that software? It is... Let me type it out. I believe this is PP... It is on GitHub. It is pretty good. I really enjoy it. It's the best pen tool I've tried. I've only tried like 2 or 3 though. And it's free. It's wonderful. I love it. And there's a lot of different options to it. I have it really basic though. But it's pretty customizable. And it's actually based off of another free software called G-Ink. Which is also nice, and I used that for a while until I got this one, which is like a quote-unquote improved, but it's just like more features. Yep, 181. Screen Presso. Yeah, yours look really good with your editor. I really like the ones you do. They come out looking very nice. I feel like mine is much more of a like casting tool rather than a like screenshot thing. But like mine also works well enough for screenshots. And like I think there's like I could do like text, but like it's wonky. And also people would have to see that I'm really bad at typing because I'm dyslexic and words scare me. How can we combine forces? Well, you can subscribe to my course for $8.99 every 3 days to learn how you can improve your casting skills. This is a lie. This is not real. I do not have any courses. Yeah, that's a good idea. And again, I think I've said it before, I highly recommend, you're doing much better, you're not focusing as much on individual turns or individual actions, trying to look at your whole game plan. There is a link, there's a tip jar below the stream. You can click on that if you'd like. Okay, this is good. Getting some position up the field over here. There you go. Bingo. I'm gonna have to start shilling again. Oh. You know, the best part is I don't know how many people have clicked on that link. Oh. It always fills me with joy knowing that there are people that have clicked on it and not said anything. Okay. So turn 15, we're gonna have to get some scoring threats out. It's gonna be hard. It's going to be very hard. We got a flesh golem in the way. The stuff over here is tied up pretty nicely, so we don't have to worry about that as much. We've got a large amount of players' advantage. How do we... Ooh, yeah, this is hard. This is hard. But I think it's doable. Blitz with the Black Orc, boom. Blitzer, Blitzer, lineman. Yeah, let's see how we do it. But no, as a serious answer, Kahuna, I'm not sure if you were just playing into the joke or not. I don't really like the idea of accepting tips. Because, like, I don't do this as, like, employment. I do it because, like, I enjoy it. I don't like tips. Okay, that's different, though. That's different, though. I will take sponsorships, but I don't want, like... I don't want, like, other people's money. I want corporation money. Yes, just the tip. Okay, and this comes up here. This is not safe. Another GFI handoff. Okay, I like this play. Very good, very good. And on a serious note, if people actually do want to tip me, I refuse. You'll have to nag me, and even then I'll probably still refuse. Bark, bark. Mainly because, like, setting that up sounds like so much work. And, like, my alerts already don't work. I can't tell when people follow me. Because, like, my headset doesn't play the noise for me. It's basically just a daily post of me saying, look how wonderful I am. Why can't you all play as good as I do? That's it. That's the Discord. Mystery solved. We actually just shit talk you every day. We have a daily rant about Sinewave. Ooh. Yeah, and this play is pretty simple. Thrower comes over here, blitz with this blitzer, run through. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, there we go. Good tie. It is a setting in my stream elements, yes. But, like, I don't even have, like, my... I can't even cash out on, like, Twitch, because, like, I haven't put in my, banking details. Which at some point I should probably do, because I think I have, like... Yeah, y'all have subbed to me more than I expected. Yeah, that wasn't a bad game. Honestly, just play... Like, the first half, if the first half went better, it should have been a pretty good shutout. Alright, and then we have our last game of the day, is a example of what I think is bad dice being overcome with decent play. So we're going to look at a Cincinnati Pringles game. This should be the game. I did not have a Dark Elf game to show. I had a Pro Elf game to show. Because I'm pretty sure it was the Pro Elf game that I was showing. So we're going to added skills. And I am the Pro Elves. So let's kind of take stock of the situation here. So I don't even remember if I streamed this game. I don't think that I did. We've got a pretty good thrower. We've got catcher number 1, Blodge. Catcher number 2, Rackle. Catcher number 3, just punching. Catcher number 4, Blodge Step. Blitzer, Blodge Step. Blitzer, Blodge Step, diving tackle. Like a cake piece. 11 versus 11. Very well, very well. Understandable. We're against a really good killer. We're against decent development. We've got a heat wave. And we're against a bait. So, my idea going into this game is I'm really just trying to play the ball, right? I'm going to play with kick. I'm going to try and rush it before it gets into a cage. I'm going to try and abuse this thrower. I'm going to try and abuse this goblin. I'm going to try and just get some form of advantage any way I can. I'm going to always blitz with my jugs piece. I'm going to try to just damage, foul this blitzer out. Because otherwise I'm just going to lose on attrition. Because Palmer versus one Mighty Blow, like, recipe for disaster if I don't do something. So my goal is put as much pressure on the ball every kickoff with my kick piece. Nice deep kick here. Kickoff return will defend against it pretty well, though. And then I get a perfect defense, which is wonderful. Perfect defense. Fantastic. Love it. So I go aggressive on this side. And I take away some hits. And then I defend a little bit. Yeah. And I like to click on my pieces and move them around because I'm indecisive and I don't know what I want. So, ball's nice and deep. I want to aggress on it before it gets into a cage. My opponent did the right thing, sending players back to protect the ball. When you're against a fast team, when you're orcs with a thrower, you send players back to protect the ball. Especially if I have a perfect defense, I'm going to get nice and aggressive. Here we see heavy basing. I am fine with heavy basing. I am elves. I will deal with it. Like, oh no, I'm being based on my block pieces. What am I going to do? I'm going to hit back. I'm not scared. I hit back. Very aggressive reroll. I did not like it. I generally think that if you're going after the hardest players to knock down, you're making a mistake. Because you're throwing hits at my blitzer. That's fine. That's what his job is. Furthermore, he's not the one that's going to be a danger to your ball this turn. It's going to be these pieces over here. Like right now, this isn't it. That's wild. Yeah, and you see here, we've got a base cage. I'm gonna get hit in the ball. Gonna get 1 die on the ball, maybe 2 die. Whatever I can do. But like, especially if this piece goes down, boom, hit on ball. Yeah, so that goes down. This blitzer's gonna come up over here, I think. Or am I just taking the red die? I'm just taking a red die because I don't want to go through tap. I go ahead and I re-roll it. Red dice on ball with a re-roll, it's not bad. And look, we're already in pandemonium. So then I come up here, base the ball, and pressure, pressure, pressure. That is my goal. Pressure, pressure. Take some dodges out. Take some dodges out. And then I take a 3+2+ to get nice and safe. Pick up the ball. I take a step. And I punt it. Boom! Where's Glava? Glava, I punted. Aren't you happy? Also, minor note, this is a overtime format game. So, second half might be a little weird in comparison to what you would normally see in a regular game, because this is overtime format. I just concede immediately. Yeah, they just get elfed on a little bit. So, now that orcs have the ball gone, they had to deal with that. They're not happy. And they're not dropping people back to deal with the ball. Like, they've still got a lot of people up here. They keep putting more players up here. A little bit of a mistake. You really want to stop me from getting to that ball. So they now have the ball. That'll be a hit later. We run off here. We want to get up our positioning. Take some 2+s in sequence. Make sure I don't use the dodge reroll first, because that affects your pathing a lot. And snake. So this is where it gets sad, because I had a blitz on the ball. This would have probably at least gotten sidestep on the ball. Would have been really annoying to deal with. This player would be caught up here. More players would be forced back. Lose positioning on the field. Yada, yada, yada. And we get based by tackle. But if you notice, I've not really been very upset about the basing. I just walk off. Or I take a hit. Like right now it's bad because like I won in 36, so now I'm just kind of stuck getting hit. I'm not mad at all about being based. Based and elf pilled? Something, something, like... Something, something? Yeah. Obviously, player gets hit by the Palmer. And this ball is not safe. It's not in a cage. It's not defended. Just a wild, wild pass for SPP there. So, what am I doing? I'm trying to develop a hit on the ball that's at least, like, decent. There goes my reroll. I am sad. I was going to take a Rackle hit, but now I can't really do that. And I just, a bonk. So these turns are not going well for me. But that's okay. Just stay nice and calm. We've already got a lot of pressure on the ball. You're like in the game where the elves get diced and lose. Well, don't get used to it. Jump up, sidestep, boom. Sidestep, sad. But sidestep steals the activations there. And there goes the kicker. So, it's feeling a little dire to me. I'm already down 3 players this drive. I'll be down... I might be even next drive, but it's not a guarantee. And we're trying to see how I can prevent myself from losing the momentum that I built. Really want to stop the ball from going anywhere. So, I get my Rackle up, get it pulled back in a position so that it can chase next turn and help with this assist. And I'm going to take some other actions trying to slow down the defenders, and then I'm going to take my 1 die. Pretty sad, though. Miserable dice. More dice on ball that failed. But that's okay, because we're just taking the play. We take the play. We take the play. If that wasn't a turnover, we would move the other pieces after that. But we waited. We only did the essentials first. So moving the Rackle was important to have a next play. Another player goes out. And at least our piece here, like, you know, actually prevented a move. So that's fun. And it's okay. It's okay. Just never panic as elves. And, like, look at this. This player's doing great. Tying up several pieces for right now. Oh no, we're forced to take a 2+, which is actually concerning because we don't have a reroll. Alright, Soundwave, let me sell you. Let me sell you. What if you could play humans, but you had no strength access? Shit, never mind. That doesn't help. Yep. So then, go for the hit. Wrestle is good. This Blackrock's basically out of the play. And I go for the ball. And I fail. But that was another hit on ball that failed. Because, you know, sometimes you have a bad half. Sometimes you have a really bad half. So far, this game is fantastic for the Orcs. I was not feeling good about this game at this point in time. I was like, oh no, if dice keep going like this, I'm going to be in trouble. Like, I already am. 3 die on my catcher. Go splat. Go splat. And here's the big mistake the Orcs make. I don't know why they would ever score here. Yeah, that was... Okay, big mistake here, and this does allow me to come back into the game. Why in the world would you score it? There's no reason to, no pressure on ball, nothing I can do. Yeah. So take this one with a grain of salt, because that was just like the biggest mistake I've ever seen. So I set up for a quick score. Because I'm like, I don't have any rerolls. I just want to get the ball down the pitch into the end zone as fast as humanly possible. And I also want to hit this goblin with Adobe here. And I have a super thrower. So I get like 2 pluses on 9 tiles. It's pretty great. Nice weather, no longer heat stroke. I got lucky on the heat stroke. Forces the goblin on the pitch. Very good. I got a scoring threat. Cover the ball a little bit. Get my screens up. Get another scoring threat. Blitz the ball. And also develop a 3rd scoring threat. Because catchers are good with Nerves of Steel. Get sad because I hit a goblin and it didn't die. Take up the ball on 1 and 36. Walk out of blitz range. And then I take my dodges. So I get my screen here. And I get another player up here to help force there to be this commitment to both sides. Because if I send one player on the left side, they blitz it, and then that's the scoring threat dealt with. If I send 2 players, they can blitz one, and then they still have to defend against the other. So the ideal distribution when you have scoring threats is you want them spread out, you want to force both sides to be committed on, because screening one side is way easier than screening both. And that's kind of just like the wrong piece to hit. Yeah, so I have a really easy score here. I come up here, I throw it to my catcher, score the ball. Again, I'm sad. I don't kill the goblin when I touch it. And then I'm not sure why I took this blitz rather than... Oh, wait, yeah, because I didn't want to have to dodge out here. I really should have just taken this blitz with the jugs. But I think I was setting up for, in case, like, something bad happened, I had both my catchers over here. Might have been a little superfluous. It at least prevents a hit over here in case things do go bad. So there was that. If I didn't have dodge, I would have never taken that dodge up. That pass being a 2+ is great. What do you mean? It was a 1 in 36 into a 1 in 36. It's fantastic. I loved it. Best thing ever. Here we're setting up to prevent some follow-up of a blitz. Let me think. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Quad skulls definitely occur. And here's where I said, oh fuck, I'm in danger. Because I'm down players and there's a get the ref, the orcs should foul me. It's not a 1 in 1,000. It's like 1 in 230-ish. 1 in 226? Something like that? Maybe? 1 in 420? Got him. But no, it's like, I think Hexa Skulls is like 1 in 1,000 or something like that. No, I don't believe it is. I could be mistaken. If I do... Oh no, it is 1 in 1,300. I don't know why I'm doing that math wrong. What am I thinking of that's like 1 in 200 something? I think I'm thinking of a 3-die failing without a reroll. Yeah, I'm thinking of a 3-die failing without a reroll, because that's a 36 times 6. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Then I use my foul because I properly positioned myself to be in blitz range. Apo does nothing. Gets a move bust. Very tragic for them. Get wrecked. But if Nuffle gives you a bribe, you use the bribe. So this is my turning point. This is my rebound. And, fortunately, it is my offense. Which is very, very good. 8 turns to score, but I'm really, really hoping I don't have to score in 8 turns. And again, overtime format. Overtime format. Remember that. So my goal is to not go to overtime. The Orcs' goal is to force me into overtime. That is a terrible situation. I do not want to go into overtime. I do not want to deal with this perfect defense. Everything is tragic. I do not like. But the Orcs base, and you know what? I'm pretty content to take like all these hits with block. Because block, 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 wrestle, blitz. Like, I'm pretty content with this. Like, we can deal with this. This is going to be fine. Everything is okay. So the order gets a little wonky. Why did I go after this? Was I just setting up for scores? And dodges? I can't remember what my idea was. Because I think I was setting up for... My catcher is over here in scoring range. This catcher will come over here. I guess I went for dodges rather than hits. I think I might have. Because I think I also saw, hey, look, these tackle pieces are over here. That dub skull is really bad. That forces me to... yeah, I'm glad I didn't go for the hits. That would have been really awful. Pull the ball back with the thrower, because it's safe behind the screens. It doesn't need to go up. It can go literally like 20 tiles in a turn. I don't need to worry about how far up my thrower is. You know, sometimes I watch back my games, I'm like, why did I do the thing? Oh yeah, okay, that's a good reason. That's a good way of doing it. It's way better than like what I'm thinking of while casting. I love when Past Me does good things. It makes me feel better. Yeah, lots of basage again. And we're down 1 player because we had a bench of 1. They're down no players because they had a bench of 1. They go after my blitzer. They re-roll that. That's so greedy in overtime format. So greedy in overtime format when you're already the one ahead. Like, removal-wise. I just don't think there was a reason to take that reroll. Okay, and here, this turn took a lot of thinking. I do end up coming down here. Just pull back a little bit. Take a punch. Go ahead and move the thrower back. Thrower is able to go backwards. Like, we can get the ball up the pitch. That's not the concern as Pro Elves. Fail another dodge. Have to use a reroll on turn 2. I'm down to 1. Take me a 1 die. Take me a 1 die. But I really wanted this foul. But it didn't end up needing to be a foul. I just got a bing bang bong removal. So don't base your killers, friends. Bad plan, bad plan. And then I think I was just kind of like trying to force them to deal with the threat. Like, they couldn't really reach my thrower now that the killer was gone, so I didn't care where everything was. Get diving tackle on a goblin. Because I'm not concerned about getting hit by the goblin. I got sidestep. And I just dodged that out of there to avoid a punch. And this is where the Orc player starts to make a real big mistake. Orc player is down 2 players on this drive. I'm down none. And they're still going to commit to basing. When you start to lose the strength advantage, continuing the base game just causes you to lose. And again, going after one of my harder to knock down pieces rather than taking a nice clean hit on a Mighty Blow player. Because sidestep gets your killer trapped as well, and this is the only other Mighty Blow on the field. This is a good foul. Both are bribes still. I hit this blitzer. Don't follow, because I'm just going to move this thrower over here to the left side. Which I do before continuing the hits. Very important part. Bang. And that was a 2 die, by the way, because this is a strength 3 black work. Because I don't know why that's on the team. And I take a heavy commitment foul. Ding. Another player out. And we're going to continue to get based. And the Blackworks keep making the same mistake of continuing to base me. So they are now down 3 players. Yep, so that's 2 Blackworks out. And then I gotta deal with the ball on the next turn, which means I have to either deal with the blitzer, get the ball up the field. I gotta do something with it. This is a good hit positionally. You don't want to follow that though. And I think marking there is wrong, because marking there doesn't deal with the ball. Leaving it free forces me to have 2 blitzers to deal with. So you really don't want to mark here. You just want to leave this tackle piece free. Because now I'm just going to hit the tackle piece. And I was super hesitant to actually hit with the Rackle here, because I don't want to hit with the Rackle. I want to leave it free to pick up the ball. Stay, blitz this, get a knockdown, knock them away from where I want the ball. Set up a screen, and go for the play. 1 GFI. Have to reroll a pass, but it's fine, because pass into catch. Get the ball up here, nice and safe. We've inverted the field. All the fast players are down here. Tackle's far away. I'm going for a 75% dodge into a 2 die. And even if that knocked it down, like, we would have been fine. We have plenty of pieces here. So that's basically the game won. So now I just got to secure it. Keep my screens up. Bang, bosh, splat. And we rip and tear until the job is done. Smack you, because the tackle piece is the most important piece on the field right now. Come back and screen. And set up for a foul, obviously. I believe... Do I bring you up here or do I bring you over here? Okay. And I don't believe I reroll that. No. Okay. So now, the only thing the orcs can really do is run at me and try to force me to score. Which means they have to be blitzing through here and keep on running. They gotta bring the other blitzer. They gotta move all the blitzers. They gotta move. Should not stop here. Keep on going. Don't foul me. You lose the game this way. Because if you run at me, you can force me to score. Especially with good dice. If you don't run at me, I just win the game. Like, basically, Dustin's here just accepted the loss. Which is fine by me. Like, I don't care. I'll continue punching players and stuff. So, over here. Set up a hit. Bang! I will be fouling that, I'm pretty sure. No. I took a 3 die on this thrower. Because I was like, can't do anything. Can't do anything to stop me from being greedy. And then I set up for a perfect foul and I take it. Yeah. No. Because the player goes out, because I hit him with Mighty Blow. Then I foul. And I'm bold. I don't care if he fouls me. Keep on fouling me. And then, was I trying to level? What does that do? What am I trying to level here? Did I just want to, like, try and power level Adobe? I guess. I don't actually know. My thought process is beyond the earthly realm. It is something that only the truly enlightened can appreciate, which apparently does not include myself. Was I leveling Dill Pickle with pass? Did I just generally just want the SPP from the pass? Not really caring where it went? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I messed up these hits. I know that much. I was tired at this point. I was like, I just kind of hit things. So I messed up my hit. Then I don't follow so that I come here and foul. And I still have my bribe. They still have their bribe. But yeah, that's basically the game there. I don't really have anything else to cover. I'm gonna see if there's anybody streaming some Blood Bowl. But hopefully you can see a little bit how to overcome some bad dice. Especially when your opponent makes mistakes. I think the main thing I was trying to express is that there's a lot of things you can do as elves. And this was definitely a game that started really poorly for me. Alright, let's raid Data Quest. Let's raid Data Quest. So, let's get that name spelled right. But Anyways, thank you all for watching. Go send some love to Dadle. Enjoy some more Blood Bowl. And, y'all have a good one.